everyday thing. It's an everyday thing. It's an everyday thing when you let your nuts hang.
The more that women accomplish, the harder it is to date.
I'm TJ and this is Life Lessons. Good morning. Now, okay, the video I posted a couple of days ago with the two females in the Uber. Several of you posted a picture of someone and kept referencing this person, Kevin Samuels. Do you recognize anybody in this picture? That's Kevin Samuels next to me. No, we did not date. I just cropped out the other friends. It was a group picture I just cropped out. But the reason why I pointed out this picture is because I knew Kevin for over 30 years. And it's interesting because when he went viral in 2020, talking to the young woman, the average at best, that just took over the internet, people lost focus. The woman herself said that she was average when he asked her how she rates herself average. So when he recounted that, that's when it fluctuated. But the point I want to make is, going back to the original clip here, is Kevin was saying the same things in the 80s, because this is in 80s, 90s. When Shahrazad Ali came to the University of Oklahoma talking about her book and the male-female dynamic in the Black community, I was among those women that were revolting because I'm like, how dare you say that we just supposed to do this, that, and the other, and we're not supposed to get our education, we're not supposed to do this. I was probably, when Kevin would make his references about certain women that he knew back in college, I was probably one of them. Because I had a mouth and still, but I choose joy. So when he said that men they don't care about how much our education is and how much we make, you couldn't have convinced me of that back in the 90s and 2000s. You understand me? But he was absolutely right. And as a matter of fact, when he had his show, I called in to his show, and he and I were talking, and I told him that I got married, and the things that he was saying back in school was absolutely right. I'm still me, but I don't have to compete with my man. And what's funny about it is, me and Mr. Randolph have been together for 8 years now. To this day, he never knew how much money I made. Never cared. When we put it together, it's ours. He never cared. But guess what? He makes things happen up in here. And the truth of the matter, technically, I always made more than he did. He never cared. And he knew that. He didn't know exactly how much I made, but he knew I made more. But again, that had nothing to do with what he was doing to be the man of this house, the king of this castle, to make things happen up in here. And my job is to make a house a home. When my baby's home, to make him comfortable that he never wants to leave. To make sure he's full and empty, if you know what I mean. And by his own admission, that's exactly what I do. But you couldn't have convinced me of that then. You couldn't have convinced, because it's so funny, and Mr. Randolph and I have talked about it. I reached out to him on the online website, on the dating website. And one of the things that he said, even though he put me in his favorites, he didn't reach out to me, and I asked him why. And he said he thought I was beautiful, but when he read, hear me now, all my litany of accomplishments, I'm this, I'm that, I have this education, I'm this, that, and the other. He said he didn't think a woman with all these accomplishments would be interested in a truck driver. As opposed to saying, well, I enjoy this, I love taking long walks, I like watching television, I love to this. I was focusing on the things that many women look for in men. So I was overcomplicating it. And the truth of the matter is, I thought that that's saying that when we say the man doesn't care about those accomplishments, that the man don't want you to have them. That's not it. I cannot tell you the number of times that I've overheard my husband, touting and talking about the things that I've done when people see the military flag or the pictures when they come in. It's, oh yeah, my wife was this, that, and the other. And oh yeah, she's proud of me. Proud. I kind of chuckle sometimes when I'm hearing him talk to other people. But I was leading with those things. And when it comes down to the breaking it down like a fraction, what makes me a good wife has nothing to do with those things. I don't talk over my husband. I don't embarrass. I'm just not acting a fool. But that's where you come maturity. and being able to accept constructive redirection. So because me and Kevin argue all the time. You hear me all the time. He was like a little brother to us. Like, get away, little boy, pesky little boy. But he was right. Now, let me tell you something. I don't agree with everything, his approach on a lot of the stuff. I don't. And I told him so. Especially when women would come in being respectful and then he would take it. I didn't like that. And I let him know that. But that was against the showmanship part. But the crux of his arguments, and many times, was absolutely right, because those women, those females that were in that Uber would be the same type of woman calling up in there. And then when he would wear him down to a low gravy, then all of us other women want to jump on the bandwagon and go against him. So, rest in peace to my longtime friend. We hadn't spoken, far as been in the same circles as God for several years before he passed. But I still considered him a friend. And when you're right, you're right. Those are my thoughts. What do you want to take that with you?
What to do, everyday people, man? It's your boy PJ. Today we back with another lit video. Back in the confessional, and yes, we staying lit, big dog, man. Shout out to my everyday people who rock with me every day. Oh, man. Y'all know Kevin Samuels was that guy, right? Kevin Samuels is that guy, man. I'm going to tell y'all what, man. Kevin Samuels from Oklahoma, University of Oklahoma. Do I got to show y'all my papers? Because I think y'all be thinking I be lying about going to OU. Y'all be thinking I be lying about going to prison and going to OU. These are some of my acceptance letters at the OU Price College of Business. They give you this folder. And that's from Southern Nazarene. That's where I actually got my degree from. But I'm just telling you, your boy is since we showing what people be doing, since we showing stuff, all right. But I think y'all think I be bullshitting. I don't be lying. But it got all my interest paperwork and all that, grades and all that in there. I keep it all, but and I take pride in what I did. So I don't mind a woman who takes pride in what she does and her accolades. So now it's something to be proud of, right? If you went to school, graduated, you have honors, you're in a sorority and all this good stuff. Absolutely right. I was actually in a fraternity, but it's more like an organization for accountants while I was at the University of Oklahoma, right? And I was in this because you had to have a certain GPA. Of course, I got them grades. I got them grades that paid, right? And I was talking to companies. You meet with the big four. You know what I'm saying? You meet with the big four accounting people, and you come in there suited, dressed up, tie. I was always fly. Had nice socks on. People, they used to be like, bro, them socks is clean. I'd be like, yeah, you did. I didn't say that. I'm lying. But I'd be like, I was an animated person. I gotta be, you know what I'm saying? But I knew I could never work for these companies. They don't know that I got 7 felonies, you know what I'm saying? I've been in prison. They ain't finna let me work for these accounting companies. My thing was, I just need to get a degree I just need to get a college degree so these people can, have some type of faith in my education versus looking at my criminal history. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's how, and it worked. I've been all around the world, okay? It worked. It worked. But that don't work in a relationship, okay? So I think a lot of men get intimidated by women with a lot of degrees. Not me personally, I don't. I don't personally get intimidated by a woman who makes more money than me. I know every woman I dated that makes more money than me at work. At my job, every woman I've dated makes more money than me at my job. Okay, not at my job. Every woman I've dated, if we go job for job, they make more money. They more educated, have more skills, higher level positions, managers, financial advisors to high level companies. Trust me, okay? I'm not running short on that end, okay? But the thing is, they'll be like, you know, a lot of those women probably wouldn't date me if I were uneducated. If I was just a truck driver, like Kevin Samuel said, these women don't date you because you don't seem like the type of woman that'll date you because you're a truck driver. You know what I'm saying? A lot of women think that men who aren't accomplished would be jealous of them if they make more money. A lot of women would think. We watched a video yesterday where a woman was like, "Don't help a man out. Don't try to do this." I'm like, "Well, help him. If you like the man, help whoever you want to. Don't listen to her." But I'm not saying just go find you any off the street and be like, "Hey, yeah, I'm gonna help you come up." Nah, it got to be something real. It ain't. Don't just take anything. Okay, don't just accept anything. But it just if you raise your life to be in the top of your business in your industry, every man ain't gonna be like that. If you meet another industry man like that, another industry man who's at the top of his game would probably not want to date a woman who's on the top of her game, because then that's where heads will bump. Because a lot of people need him, and if a lot of people need you, then where's y'all need for each other? So eventually you're going to either date down or date around, you know, and that's why men at the top of their game just date down, because it's easier. You don't have to compete with nobody. You don't have to listen to her problems. And men have a hard time listening to women's problems any damn way. I know I do. But then I got my own problems because I'm at the top of my game, and then she's at the top of her game, and now we beefing about who got the worst problems with their customers. It's not. But you can find power couples. I did taxes for this couple, right? They were dietitians. They were dietitians, and I've always pushed my kids. I'd be like, man, you need to be a dietitian, because I did these people's taxes for several years, and my God, when I tell you, caked up. You know, 600-pound life, dude. I know he caked up, and he gets show money. So all I'm saying is, you know, as people think they're like, oh, this is you dating people with accolades and, you know, college degrees and managers in their field and experts in their field, making great incomes. You just gotta be. You should be more self-aware than worried about your accomplishments, gearing your relationship based on your accomplishments, because you want somebody to match what you got. It ain't always the case. You ain't always gonna get that. Now, there are places that you can get people to match your, like New York City. You can get people to match your whatever it is. Charlotte, Dallas, Houston, Austin, Arizona, different parts of California. You can find somebody who matches what you need. But when any other place that we talk, I'll be damned if a woman who lives in Boise, Idaho, I don't know what goes on in Boise, Idaho, but I imagine it's not that much. That you could say like, oh, I need a man who makes six figures. You know how many other women in Boise, Idaho want a man that makes 6 figures? And 6 figures ain't a lot. Oklahoma City, there's a lot of people that make 6 figures. Man, matter of fact, they said men that make 6 figures is about 5 or 6% of the population. So not 94% of y'all motherfuckers is lying. That's the truth. 6 figures is hard to attain without an education, without a trade. Like, you can get 6 figures with a trade. People look down on trades. Trades will get you 6 figures. Now, you're going to have to work for it. You're going to have to become a business owner. You're going to have to learn some tactics, and you're going to have to grow your business to make those 6 figures. You can't just go do a plumbing job here and there. You can't do a carpentry job here and there. You got to really actively work on it, hire people, scout jobs, do all that shit, market, all that. You have to be all that in one. And that's why I say, if you take at least one business class, a business class and a marketing class, you can run a business. You can figure it out. But I don't think people are willing to do that. A lot of people don't want to be business owners. A lot of people shouldn't be business owners. But again, it's about dating. So do your damn thing, man. If that's what you want to do, do it.
Everyday people.
Day and night. For some women, it can start working in as quick as 1 week.